So a very good day to one and all. So today we'll be discussing about a very important pediatric surgical topic, purely pediatric surgical topic, which is Jejunoileal Atresia. If you remember, in our previous sessions we had discussed about duodenal atresias. Now Jejunoileal atresias are an entirely different component of atresia, which presents only in the newborn period, doesn't present at a later age group at all. So this can be said to be a solely pediatric surgical pathology. And this is a pathology which presents itself only in the neonatal period or in the newborn period. So let's first discuss about the history behind Jejunoileal atresia. So Gola is the first person to have documented the presence of a Jejunoileal atresia, and Fokins was the first person to actually treat a child with a neonate with a Jejunoileal atresia. Bernard and Nixon, we owe a lot to Bernard and Nixon because they postulated the principles behind surgery in Jejunoileal atresia. It is to be noted that during the early 1950s, the mortality rate associated with surgical management of Jejunoileal atresia was as high as 95%. That is, if 100 children with Jejunoileal atresia getting operated, 95 of them would end up dying. Now, it is based on the principles of surgery that Bernard and Nixon, based on their studies, they postulated various principles to be followed while doing a surgery in a child with Jejunoileal atresia. And based on with their instructions, we were able to increase the survival rate of children with Jejunoileal atresia to up to 95% now. That is, 95% survival rate is associated with surgery for Jejunoileal atresia solely because of the instructions of Bernard and Nixon. So what was this special instruction that they gave? So we will discuss about it later on. Now, coming on to the epidemiology, the prevalence of Jejunoileal atresia varies from region to region. It is more common among the African countries as well as the Southeast Asian countries when compared to the Europeans or the American countries. So you find that its prevalence varies from 1 in 10,000 in France to 1 in 3,000 in West Africa. There seems to be an increased incidence of Jejunoileal atresia among twins with an incidence of 7.3 per 10,000 live births. 1/3 of all causes of neonatal intestinal obstruction is attributed to Jejunoileal atresia. In India, it is the most common cause for bowel obstruction in newborn period and the second most common cause for bowel obstruction in children generally, closely preceding or succeeding intussusception. There seems to be no difference in the incidence between boys and girls. So now let us discuss regarding how Jejunoileal atresias occur. Now, there was a theory which is postulated by Lowe and Bernard, who postulated that the reason for the Jejunoileal atresia is a ischemic insult. So Bernard particularly, he was able to demonstrate the occurrence of Jejunoileal atresias, particularly in the fetuses of dogs who had their mesenteric arteries ligated. So with this, he was able to conclude that mesenteric ischemia is one of the causes for a Jejunoileal atresia. So what are the causes for mesenteric ischemias? So it can be anything from an antenatal malrotation with a volvulus, wherein the segment undergoes gangrene, and this gangrenous segment gets absorbed by the body, and with absorbed by the body, developing fetus, absorbed by the developing fetus, producing two blind ending limbs of intestine. Or it could be a gastroschisis, which is antenatally gone in for a torsion, volvulus, and that gastroschizic volvulus, the segment again because of gangrene gets autolyzed and the two blind ending bowel loops are noted. It could be an intrauterine intussusception, could be one of the causes. So all these are common causes which precipitate an ischemic insult.